Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Hayden. I'm the Chief Officer at Biddulph Town Council. We're a small team at the Biddulph Town Council and recognise the importance of volunteers to our town in order to achieve great things for the people of Biddulph. As part of our celebration of volunteering for Volunteers Week, we are talking to some of the organisations that make a difference in our community. We're doing a series of snapshots for our new YouTube channel, and today I'm talking to the Beth Johnson Foundation. Hello. Tell us a bit about yourselves.
Hello there. So I'm Amanda and I coordinate a project at the Beth Johnson Foundation that's called the Bereavement Friendship Project. And we run our group there at the town hall. Once a month, we bring people together. They form friendships, they support each other. It's a peer support group. So they're all people who've been bereaved and just want to talk to people who are like-minded, who understand what they're going through, and just to get some support for each other, really, and help them to deal with their grief in the best ways that they can. So that's lovely. We have a group get together there in the Chambers room. They have tea and coffee. It's a safe space where they can talk. They've built some wonderful relationships and some wonderful friendships have blossomed from there. And it's been really positive journey for me personally to see how they've all grown and have dealt with their grief through that. So it's been a lovely thing to be involved in.
And we very much feel the same as well. Is it people who are recently bereaved, or can it be people who were bereaved maybe 2 years ago but still, you know, finding some challenges with that? Is there a time?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we've got all sorts there. So we've had people come through the door really, really new to loss, you know, sort of only a few weeks into their journey, but others a little bit further down the line, perhaps 4, 5, even 6, 7 years. Because the great thing with grief is there is no timeline to it. We have this notion that, you know, people, they get bereaved and the grief moves forward in a linear pattern and they're getting better every day and getting through it. That's not how it happens. And there's no time limit on when people need support. So people are welcome to join us at any time that they feel that they could benefit just from a little bit of support and understanding.
Lovely. And what's the sort of size of the groups? I guess it will vary depending what people's commitments are, but
it does, yeah. I mean, normally we have sort of 10, 12 people at a time, which is nice. They all kind of know each other and everybody has space to speak, so that works really well. We have had as many as 16 in the room, and you know, that can bring its challenges, but as a group they all come together really well and make sure that everybody has the safe space to talk, they've got the time, and that everybody's supported in the same way.
That's lovely. And how do people come to the group? Do they need to contact you to sort of book a place, or?
In an ideal world, they would contact me so that we can just have a quick chat first. So then people are coming to the group understanding what it is to expect when they get there. They've got a familiar, you know, might not have a familiar face, but there's a familiar voice after we've had a conversation. It just helps people feel a little bit more comfortable. And it lets me know how many shares to put out.
How many biscuits to bring.
But people have come from all sorts of different ways. So the social prescribing team have been wonderful in identifying what people need. And they were, you know, sort of instrumental in helping to make sure that the group was set up and running smoothly with yourselves. People have brought friends with them when they, you know, they've spoken to somebody and said, oh, I think this group would be great for you. And they've come that way. Some people have just seen posters in the town hall and thought they'd come along and give us a try. So there's lots of different ways that people have come to us.
Yeah. Good, that's lovely. So let's talk about volunteers. That's why we're here a bit, isn't it? So how important are volunteers to your organisation and to this project?
Oh, to our organisation, I mean, they are the linchpin of us being successful in everything that we do. I mean, we have lots of paid staff in place running various projects, but they all rely on the support of volunteers, whether it's in small ways such as greeting people and being a friendly face, making teas and coffees even, or whether it's about the true delivery of the services. So, for example, with the group in Biddulph, we've got people who've been members of our project, of the bereavement project, at other venues. And they feel that they've benefited from their involvement and wanted to come along and give something back. So they've come along as sort of an interim, if you like, not just in a volunteer role, because they are still getting some benefit from joining, but they want now to support other people. So that's how volunteering grows, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now we've got members within the group who want to volunteer and want to take that group forward. And that is going to mean that the group can continue, even if funding disappears, as it does do in the voluntary sector. That group are committed, they want to volunteer and they want to keep the group running themselves. So that's a wonderful position for us to be in.
Absolutely. And if somebody hasn't been to a group before, but actually might have relevant experiences, can they contact you and say, you know, can you find me a volunteer vacancy, something like that?
Absolutely, yeah. And there's lots of different roles. And obviously we would work with lots of different people and try and find a role that suits them. I mean, sometimes if you're asking people to deal with some quite personal things and support people, that can be quite intimidating, can be a little bit overwhelming. But what people don't realise is that they're doing that every day in their lives. They are offering that support. It's just giving the name to it sometimes can be a little bit scary, but we help them get through that, and they recognise then that, yes, actually, everybody's got something to offer. Everybody has a role to play, don't they?
They do, absolutely. That's a really lovely message. Thank you ever so much. So I think we understand a bit more about what you do now and the importance of volunteers, and have the opportunity to celebrate that with you. So is there anything else you want to tell us about your organisation?
Well, the Beth Johnson Foundation is 50 years old. We celebrated our 50th birthday a few months ago. And we're here to support people of Stoke-on-Trent and North Staffordshire in the Moorlands who are over 50 with all aspects around positive ageing. So the bereavement project that I work in is just one of the projects that we've had here at the foundation over the years. There's been a lot around ageing well, about health and well-being. We have a dementia advocacy project that supports people who either have a diagnosis of dementia or who are going through the process of exploring that diagnosis, to ensure that they have their voices heard, that they've got access to information, that they understand what's going on with them, and so that they know somebody's on their side and their views are important and still matter. So that's a really big piece of work that we do. We have sort of tea and tech programs where we've helped the older members of the community get to grips with their new bits of technology, whether it's a new smartphone or, they come in with laptops and tablets, or we've even had Amazon Echoes and things like that. So
Brilliant.
people come in and learn how to use them. We've got a community library here that's open once a week where people can come in, they can read a book, they can take one with them. If they just want a tea and a chat, that's okay as well. It's all around building those social connections with people, helping with isolation and loneliness. I'm just trying to think what else we've got going on, and it's a changing picture all the time, because we recognise that we work with our clients and we say, well, what actually do you feel is missing? What can we do for you? What would benefit you? And then we go away and try and make that happen.
Yeah, we're very much like that in the town hall. Actually, we think, what gaps are there in our community? I know this is what we need next, and and I think you were one of them. And you've really well filled a gap that we didn't have.
Oh, that's excellent.
So thank you so much for your work with us.
No, thank you for having us. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you. So I think that's it for us today. So we'll say goodbye and log off. And thank you again for your help and support.